Hello, Iris Zero here. Hope you're all well. I'm good. Thank you very much for asking. So, Microsoft just wrapped up their E3 conference and they showed a lot of stuff. Started off big, ended big. So, I'll just run down the highlights because they showed a lot. Firstly, right away they showed off the new Xbox S, which is exactly what it looked like from the leaks yesterday. That's coming out in August for $299. So it's probably going to be right next to the original Xbox. It looks really nice, or the original Xbox One. Showed Gears of War. The big thing they showed actually through most of their games is Windows 10 and Xbox One. They have a thing. It's kind of like I can't remember the name of it, but it's kind of like cross-buy on PlayStation. But whereas you had cross-buy on PlayStation, it's more like indie games. This is like for all their big games. You buy Gears of War for Xbox One, you get it for Windows 10, and it's like that for all their big third-party games. And any game that has like cross-platform or online play will be cross-platform. So that's pretty awesome. Gears of War looked pretty cool. They showed Killer Instinct, Forza. Recore. Reading on Twitter, a lot of people are kind of down on it a little bit. I really enjoyed it. I thought it looked fun. That's coming out. Not sure if they set a date. It might have been September. There was a Final Fantasy 15 demo that looked pretty big. So I'm just reading my iPad. It had a very kind of God of War feel because you're fighting this giant monster and you kind of get closer. You have to hit certain points. Kind of remind me of that. Showed Division, Battlefield, but didn't show anything new about Battlefield. Some Minecraft updates, custom controllers. I think it's like $80. You get a custom color controller, and it's $90 if you want it engraved. So that's pretty cool. Inside, they showed some of it. It's coming out at the end of this month, but it looks pretty cool. And the same guys made Limbo. You can get that for free. We Happy Few was that looked pretty good. Right away I thought of BioShock, but it looks creepy, looks eerie. Looking forward to it. I think it's their like early access, one of their early access games. So we'll see how that goes. Gwent, the card game from The Witcher, that's now getting its own standalone. That was already rumored. I think they registered some name, but that's coming soon. Tekken was shown, Tekken 7. They only showed like a single player fight, but it did remind me a lot of Street Fighter. It was Heihachi versus Akuma. Is that the guy from the Street Fighter games? The red hair, and he has the stuff like Ryu wears. Yeah, it was them fighting, but when they're doing like special moves, it reminded me a lot of Street Fighter. But as far as you know, it's just in story mode. There was Tekken, Dead Rising 4, which isn't an Xbox, at least I don't think it is. They because each game that was an Xbox exclusive, they flat out said Xbox and Windows 10 exclusive. This just says it's coming to Xbox Windows 10. Scalebound looked great. It's especially better than what it did last year. It was actually running fine. And another game that reminded me of Gears of War, like you're fighting this huge monster and then you have to go close and hit a point, very God of War like. Sea of Thieves looked pretty good. That's the new game from Rare. I'm not sure if they said when that's coming out, because they cut away to the crowd way too many times and I couldn't see properly on the screen if it had a release date. I'll have to look that up. Scalebound, Sea of Thieves, State of Decay 2, they showed a teaser trailer for that. Halo Wars, it's coming out next year, which is a big surprise. At least I think it's coming out next year. This would be the first Halo game in a long time that didn't come out like, a year. Like they've been annualized for a long time. I think this might be the first one. That looked pretty cool, and they ended the show with confirming Project Scorpio, which is the new Xbox, and they gave a little bit of specs and had developers saying, yeah, this is the most powerful console ever. So yeah, they started with the current Xbox One, say, hey, buy this, but here's the future. And they flat out said, look, you're not going to be left behind. If you do buy an Xbox One, the one we're selling now, don't worry about it. You're still going to be able to play all those games. Every game that comes out for Xbox One, you can play. But obviously, if you have a new Xbox, it's going to be they're going to be even better. So they tease that a little bit, and so the ball now is in Sony's court. they've already confirmed they're not talking about Neo. But then again, can you blame them? Microsoft's talking about the most powerful console ever, and here's Sony saying, we have a kind of powerful one that's powerful now, but next year it'll look obsolete. And Sony's always had that, like, that one up. Microsoft announces something and Sony announces like something bigger, but obviously that's not going to happen because Sony said they're not going to talk about the Neo. So that was the Microsoft thing. It was very, very solid. Not many like, oh my god, surprises, because sadly a lot of stuff got leaked, which is no one can control that. But overall, it was pretty good, pretty solid. Some cool demos. Gears of War looks awesome. Surprise. And yeah, some new hardware stuff. So that's it for the Microsoft conference. Next up is Ubisoft in a couple of hours. I think it's on like 10 o'clock or something. We'll see how that goes, but I doubt they're going to show many surprise games. I think their main focus is going to be Watch Dogs, For Honor, hopefully show some South Park. I don't know. Well, anyway, that's it for me for now. So until next time, I say to y'all, have a good one.